Naruto is exactly what a long-running series should be. If stories are vessels to receive a message or to learn a lesson, then Naruto starts off with one basic idea and basically keeps developing it once it's faced with difficulties, eventually self-philosophizing itself. So the thing about characters showing love in Naruto is that so many of them are forced into situations where they have to do something that they don't want to do out of love. It is not always well received. And the reason why I'm covering love specifically, love is a pretty centric theme in Naruto. It's almost always about, in contrast to what the village wants to do to Sasuke, but they make him resort back to his ninja way. A fair chance at quote-unquote forgiveness. Him being a rogue shinobi and all, that he shows Sasuke and almost all of his enemies a fair chance. But Naruto won't just do this for everyone, as like, there are some very despicable actions by some characters in the series, and they push him to do things that he doesn't love to do, but he has to do. We're going to be going over all those actions today in this video, which is a part 2 of the first Naruto video I did, which is about like just base Naruto, not Naruto Shippuden. I was attempting to dig up the true meaning of Naruto and its message. Full spoilers, which I said in the last video, but I re-explained the story, so I'll try not to do that here. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the video, as I have a perfect 333 subscribers right now, but you can make it 334 if you subscribe right now. And yes, please press the subscribe button. I don't care about the perfect number, as it's what I would have wanted. You have my consent. Nevertheless, enjoy. So let's understand the journey here. So there's the Akatsuki as a group, and we know that they want to capture all 9 of the tailed beasts, so that now they have all the destructive power, a significant amount of tailed beast destructive power, forcing the 5 great villages to acknowledge their presence, and then eventually take over the world. Speaking of the Akatsuki, the best partner duo always argues on which form of art is better, whether art should be an explosion and only last for a second, or if it should be long-standing and last forever. The conclusion I came to was that both of them are art, obviously. But this argument is not clear to the eye at the beginning of Shippuden, as the two's argument can be used as a metaphor of the Akatsuki's worldview and the worldview of the 5 great villages. You could say that one side wants to remove the entire world, start over using the infinite Tsukuyomi, to hypnotize everyone into a dreamlike state. The other side, it doesn't want to throw away what we built up as a world. Both of them wanting to save the world from each other, much like how Naruto saved Gaara from himself and his own destruction, and it's in this way that they set up the main conflict of Shippuden, or at least gave us a starter until Pain joins the fold. And what eventually guides us on this journey is born from Naruto's love of the village and wanting to protect it. The things driving him being his ninja way, being that he will never back down, which means he's only going to keep on going unless he dies. And all of these goals together form him, or rather, his ninja way. And at this point, his ninja way expands to solving the hatred in the ninja world, as Jiraiya wanted to get rid of all the hate in the ninja world, but he couldn't find a way to go about it, so he entrusted it to Naruto. But we do know that the Akatsuki goes in pairs, one to cover the other. Naruto fights Pain, whose philosophy is that as long as love exists, pain will exist as well. There will be hatred because people will fight for the things that they love, and people will love different things, so there will always be fighting. That humanity's natural state is war. And his idea is that he will invoke such destruction upon the world that everybody will cultivate empathy, therefore stopping the fighting. And he measures everyone by how much pain they have gone through, because he himself endured pain in order to mature as himself, as he says. That a child can mature through going through enough pain. And the irony only grows bigger because after Pain kills Jiraiya, Naruto goes up against him, and they love different things, so then they fight. In the destroyed Hidden Leaf Village, they fight each other. It's sad. And then after being hit with this revelation that the cycle will continue, Naruto speaks to his superiors again, to people from his village, who want Pain dead. And it's then where he has to actually go through with talking it out in between him and the guy who destroyed the entire Leaf Village and killed the majority of people in it. And he admits that with every part of his soul he wants to kill him, but he decides to listen to his side of the story. And when he first confronts him, Naruto pulls the same argument of, my friends, and for the sake of my village. And then Pain just says, what about my friends and my village? And he was really pinned down, literally, with a loss for words. I know I've already talked about them at length in this video already, but let's go back to them one last time. And the Akatsuki are a bunch of people who don't want to work together, but they do, primarily for their own personal goals, and for the groups. And for the most part, it worked. In fact, it did work. They did end up getting all the tailed beasts. They say that true peace, true unity, is found when two opposing forces band together in order for a common goal. And that's exactly what's happening here. Right, so if stories are used to tell lessons or give another perspective into things, or just overall benefit the reader mentally and leave them better off after seeing it than if they didn't see it, and manga is planned almost spontaneously over years and years, the author usually having a general idea of where they want the story to go, but not a clear and concrete one, then ironically, almost one path is ultimately realized. The path of philosophy. I mean, if you really start with one basic idea, and you keep on winging it with that idea, then you'll eventually come to multiple arguments and perspectives. And it's like if you look at the story that way, it's almost like a discussion, or like a map showing you all the paths that you could take on this subject. That being thanks to the contrast in the characters, the fact that they're all fundamentally different. Run the discussion back to Pain. This philosophy I've been talking about is fully realized with this character. It changes Naruto's worldview in a way that hasn't really been exactly seen in the series up until now. It makes it feel like he is genuinely wrong and a hypocrite for even fighting him. And it's here where I want to put like a bookmark on this, a cap on this. It's going to be like a four-way comparison. Naruto and Pain to Itachi and Sasuke. And until the end, Itachi pretended to and kept on fighting Sasuke's definitely childlike fighting against Itachi as if he were the entirety of the Uchiha wrapped into one person. And Itachi put up with that. And until the end, he kept this jig up. Another thing that people forget is that he only learned the truth from Obito. Itachi never wanted him to know the real truth about the Uchiha, about his mission. Obito only did that for his own gain. And once they both face off over this, and once all the fallout has gone during the Fourth Great Ninja War, which lasted only 2 days for some reason, but they were awake for 2 days, straight up, fighting every minute of it. And once they're finally finished, and they're both resting, both at their limit, as two children fighting would, Sasuke eventually comes to his senses and accepts Naruto's quote-unquote talk no jutsu. I went over this term in the original video very quickly, but the reason why talk no jutsu is such a significant thing in fiction, especially in cartoons, is that it's very easy to lash out at someone. It's much more easy than reasoning. And people like to say that, oh, I wouldn't do that. And even if you're the type of person to say that, I recommend you watch this and see if I've changed your mind. A baby is not born knowing how to love someone. Babies are only born knowing the emotions of sadness, fear, and joy, but not necessarily love. Love has to develop. The type of love that we're talking about is the type that is built over years. And a baby doesn't have that. We don't know how many years we have to live. And so it's best that we, as a society, stop acting like babies now. Or at least until you forget about this and hurt someone, again, out of love. And with that, subscribe. Actually, after recording this, I have 334 now. So someone clearly got the message, and you should subscribe too. I might be able to get halfway to 400 subscribers off of this video, so do it. It's what I would have wanted. And I almost forgot to mention to join my Discord. I also asked people what they would like to see in my new videos. And that's it.